my beauties, today we're going to be experimenting with some cornstarch and we're going to do, or at least attempt to do, acrylic nails with tips. And instead of using the actual acrylic powder and the monomer, which is the liquid where you combine for them to harden, we're going to try to do cornstarch and just regular nail polish, and we'll see what's going to happen. I noticed that this is starting to be a huge trend online and everyone is just trying to do them. I'm not sure how durable and long lasting these nails will be, but I will go ahead and try to make them as nice as I can. And I used to actually do nails like as a hobby, just for fun, acrylics and forms and tips, and so guess we will see. So I'm gonna go ahead and see if they still fit. So I have them all fitted, just the tips, and the tips I'm using are these Kiss, just regular kind of plastic clear tips. I got these at Walmart. I got the cornstarch at Walmart too. It was actually the last one, so I don't know if everyone's trying to do these, but we will see if they actually work. So I just kind of tried to match the tips to the best of my ability, just so they're not too big. And I'm gonna use the glue that actually came in with the tip kit. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna just do like a dot of glue on the very tip, not too much, and I'm just gonna glue on all the tips first. Okay, now we're gonna get started on the second one, and they're not gonna be perfect, but just try your best. Make sure you wipe and close the glue. And so here we go, we have the tips. Now I'm gonna try to cut them. You can cut them with regular scissors. I have these like clippers, and so let's go ahead and clip them. So now that I have trimmed them to this length, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually try to file this little tiny edge right here, just a little bit, not to get on my natural nail too much, but I'm just gonna gently try to file it just to make it a little bit less of like an edge on my nail, so it's a little bit smoother of a transition. And we're gonna go ahead and try to do the dipping technique and see how that works out. I'm also going to go ahead and with a different file, I'm going to just try to file the edges, just the slightest, because I don't know how cornstarch and nail polish are going to file later. So I'm just going to trim and file off the edges a little bit, especially because I do want these more of like a coffin shape. So I think it's going to be just easier to file them right now, just so they're a little bit on the more narrow side already. And when I actually used to do acrylics and forms, I would always pinch them. That's why I always like to do forms more than just tips, because it's kind of hard to pinch, you know, your nail with a tip and get like that perfect deep C-curve. So I don't know how these are going to turn out, but I guess we will have to see. All right, you guys, so let's get started. We're going to use the Essie Gel Top Coat. I love this top coat just because it makes your nails super shiny. It makes them last so much longer, and I feel like it dries pretty quickly too. So let's go ahead and get started. I don't know which nail to start with. And I'm just gonna, I guess, paint it and dip it in cornstarch. And I know that people have done like a couple layers, up to 4 even, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. And then we're gonna take it in here and dip it. I'm not sure how much. And then just shake it all off. And I have like a little brush to brush it off. All right, that's pretty interesting. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to wait till it dries or not, but I'm just gonna leave it, do the other nails, and then go back and do another layer. I'm gonna try to do like thinner layers, and we're gonna dip in there, side to side, shake it off, and then I'm just gonna get the excess off. Alright, and let's continue and see how durable these will be. I feel like the little edge is definitely getting a little bit smoother, so that's good. Alright. And I actually brought like a different colored nail polish just to see if I can maybe do the same thing with like a color. So we're gonna do that, and then we're also gonna try to make a little paste with the cornstarch and nail polish, and then apply that paste, just because I'm wondering how it's gonna, you know, apply. So with this one, I really am tempted to do like a color and see how that holds up. So we're gonna try and do this color right here. This is from Sally Hansen nail polish, and we're gonna just try to do a little bit of color and see if it turns out the same way, because I don't think I've seen anyone do it with color before. So let's go ahead. So let's go ahead and apply the color. And see if it has, or it's going to have the same type of effect. All right, and let's go ahead and dip it. All right, and let's go ahead and see. Oh, that is so cool. It kind of turned it matte. Do you guys see that? That's pretty cool. Okay, well, we'll see if it's gonna have the same kind of effect. You still can see the little edge, and I feel like you can see it more on the colored nail than the rest, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. And now for the thumb, what I've been wanting to try is to make a little paste. So I'm gonna take a little bit of a different nail polish that's clear. I'm gonna put it on the little plastic. This is just a plastic like sandwich bag because I didn't have anything else. And what we're gonna do is take a little bit of powder, and I'm just gonna try to make a little like paste or like a nail polish paste and see if that can work as well. And I'm gonna just take this, and maybe I can take something else. I'm gonna take a sip, and I'm just gonna mix it in and see if I can make a little paste. Kind of like nail polish, but if it works, maybe it might be an easier way of application. I guess we'll have to see. Okay, so it seems pretty nice and thick, I would say. So now I'm just gonna take this, and I'm gonna try to paint it on. So now I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna try to paint it on my thumb, maybe to see if it will be either easier application or if it will get rid of the little edge a little bit more. And I'm almost tempted to like paint it with this, and then go ahead and dip it in cornstarch anyway. So let's try that. Let me grab the edges. All right, so let's go ahead and dip this one. I'm gonna try to make this a little bit more even. And just press. Maybe this way it'll be like a double, you know, layer, and it might be a little bit better. We'll see. Oh, it seems like there's little, maybe it is too thick, or I put too much of it. Maybe it's just better when it's just nail polish on its own. And since I have the space, I'm just gonna do the same thing to the other nails and just kind of run with it. And also, if you guys are brushing the cornstarch off, make sure you don't brush and you don't press too hard, because it will make little indentations in it. And I'm not sure if this paste is actually working, so I'm going to go back to using just regular nail polish. All right, this is the second layer. Make sure that's good enough here, evenly. All right, so let's dip in. Make sure you brush it gently off. All right, now let's get in. Then we're going to dip back in. And we're going to brush it off. And on the other one, I'm going to keep doing colors to see maybe if it is any difference, just like on these experiments. Alright, so this is what they look like after 2 layers. I'm going to go in and start my 3rd layer on this thumb. And I'm just going to use regular nail polish again and do a 3rd layer. And then I'm going to let them all dry before I do a 4th layer if needed. Okay, do you guys see what's happening? I feel like just because the layers underneath weren't completely dry, it is kind of getting a little bit off of the nail. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to allow these to dry before I go in with a 3rd layer, just so they don't, you know, bunch up like this one did. Alright my beauties, I'm back. It's been about 10 minutes. I did try to narrow them a little bit more just to get that coffin shape on the very tip. And my advice to you is definitely do not file unless you're 100% sure that they are dry, because I tried to file like right here on the side and some of it wasn't dry yet all the way and it kind of like bunched up and I had to kind of scrape it off. And so definitely make sure you file after they're like 100% dry. It's been only 10 minutes, so I don't think they're completely dry. You can kind of hear that they're kind of not sounding like extremely dry yet, but I am going to go ahead and put, I think this is our 4th layer on these 4 and then a 5th layer on the thumb. And so let's go ahead and do layer number 4. And another tip I want to give you guys is if you press your nail a little bit too hard into the cornstarch, you will see like a little bit of movement. Oh my gosh, I just bumped it. But you will see like a little bit of movement of the nail polish, so just gently press. You don't have to like dip it in really hard. And so I'm gonna go ahead and let them dry. I'll be back in about 20 minutes. Alright my beauties, so I let them dry for another 20 minutes I want to say. These seem pretty dry. I already kind of narrowed the sides because I did want that like coffin shape. So I went straight on the bottom and then just narrowed down the sides as much as I wanted to for them to look kind of decent. They aren't the most even on top, but I'm going to take a really fine file and just kind of buff it on the very top of it. And hopefully they're going to even out after I put nail polish on them. And I'm going to use some of these nail polishes and I think I'm going to make them like every single different color. So I'm definitely going to go in a mauve direction. I'm going to go this one on the pinky, then this one maybe on the ring finger. I'm going to use a little sponge to apply the like hollow glitter. I love this nail polish. And then I'm going to do maybe like a beige one on, like a peachy beige on this finger right here. And then I'm not really sure. I have all these like mauves. And I love KL Polish formula. I really like the Sally Hansen, and the Essie Gel Polish is really, really nice as well. So I think I'm just going to go maybe in this kind of order. So I'm going to go ahead and paint my nails and I'll be right back. Alright you guys, are you guys ready to see the final product? Ta-da! So this is the final product. I actually changed the peach color that I initially wanted to put for this lavender one so it matches the hollow nail polish a little bit better. I actually really like the way it turned out. I filed them a little bit more narrow for a coffin shape. Alright my beauties, so this is the final look. I changed the background so they seem even nicer. I really love and enjoy the way they look. Hopefully they stay this way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. Lots of love from me to you. Stay happy, stay positive, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!